An example of statistical analysis coming from economic value. We have to create a model that analyzes how value is added to transport infrastructure from energy, water, waste, and communication infrastructure and other sectors. To do that, we applied a linear regression. The dependent variable was the value added to transport infrastructure, and the independent was the value created by energy, water, waste, communication, and other sectors. First, we had to check the p-values, which means that the dependent and the independent variables were correlated. The p-values was less than 0.05, which means they were correlated. And then we had to check the VIF values, which had to be less than 10. As you can see, VIF is more than 10, which means that our independent values are not really independent, they are dependent to each other. So we had to find a way to reduce the correlation between these factors. A typical way to do that is principal component analysis. Principal component analysis, you may have heard it from machine learning, is creating virtual independent variables which include the initial independent variables in scenarios that they are correlated to each other. Principal component analysis give us the eigenvalues which help us to decide how many new virtual independent variables we have. In this case, 4 new independent variables will include the 93% of the initial values, independent variables, which, as you can see, they were 46. Then we have to check the independent variables of interest if they affect a specific virtual variable. In this case, communication, water, and waste, all of them, they were affecting the first eigenvalue. As you can see, the first eigenvalue correlates with more than 30 something independent variables of our initial model out of 46, which means that we can create a model, and instead of the first initial virtual independent variable, we are going to use the initial independent variables, meaning the value added by energy, communication, water, and waste. This is not something that we can always do. We can do it in this scenario because all the independent variables had the same unit, meaning money, and we can apply it even in scenarios where we are estimating material quantities, since usually they have the same unit, kilograms.